we are trying out the new Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. It looks like this. I really like the packaging. If you are new to my channel, hi, I hope you stick around. And I use all natural lighting. That's why sometimes you'll see it kind of going in and out a little bit. I want you guys to see the color for what it is and my skin, all that stuff. So only natural lighting. I always prime, I don't know why I did that, but I always prime my eyes with concealer and I set them. I don't actually use an eyeshadow primer. I like concealer. That's just the way it goes. So every time I do a tutorial or review, my eyes will always be primed, good to go. So we do two different looks. I wanted to do more of a daytime, everyday look, and then this one here that you see. We try several of the shades and then I give you my full opinion at the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you subscribe and like this video, and let's get into it. Okay, the first look, I want to do something really simple, everyday, neutral-ish. That's the vibe. So I am so drawn to these, but I don't know. I may want to go over, like, do you just see how pleasing this palette is to the eye? Like, it's so crazy. I'm gonna start out with this guy right here. A lot picked up on the brush, a lot. All right, eyes have concealer per usual, and they are set. This shade is even more pigmented than I anticipated. So we're just gonna kind of buff and blend. Just get it kind of dispersed, and it helps if I'm centered with the camera. Okay, I really want to go in with this shade right here. And clean off a brush here because you guys know how much I suck at cleaning my brushes. Okay, this is an M433. Man, these shades are pigmented. I'm gonna put that right on the outer corner and just slowly and lightly work my way up. Gosh, this shade is so beautiful. It's like so basic, like, oh, it's a brown. But man, its tone is just stunning. I'm gonna take a tiny Morphe M507 and take this shade right here and just build up our outer edge just a smidge. Give us a bit more color there, and just blending it out a little bit more. Now I've got our first shade on the brush and I'm just lightly touching up these edges. So we're going in with the bronzier one. Like I said, I don't want this to be too over the top, so I'm not gonna add too much. All right, lower lash, I'm gonna take our first shade, our transition, and try not to poke myself directly in the eyeball. And you do not have to bring that far down if you want to keep it more toned down, not so smoky. And I'm gonna grab an itty bitty pencil brush and go in with the darker shade. And I'm just putting it about halfway, just to give the eye a little bit more definition. I'm gonna use my face highlight for the inner corner because they do not have one in here. A wee bit right there. Nothing too in your face. So that's it. I'm going to go off camera, throw on some lashes, somewhat do my brows, and we'll be right back. Okay, this is our finished look. Super easy, took no time at all. You could wear any lip with this because it's so neutral. So that's it. We will go ahead and get into the next look. Okay, so we are ready for look 2. And I've used this palette again, and while these are pigmented, they're a bit harder to blend. Given a lot of times, reds are kind of hard to blend anyway, but the red and the pink are not my favorite. They just, it's almost like when you blend them, they become a weird color and it gets kind of muddy. I don't know. Anyway, let's go in. We're gonna take this guy right here. So we're going to incorporate some color into this, but I don't want to go ham like I did yesterday because it was not the way that I wanted it to be at all. But you can see, I mean, these are super pigmented and a lot of them blend really, really nicely. It's just, we've had a couple issues, but we're gonna make it work. Let's take this one right here. I've used this. It's beautiful, blends out really, really nicely, but we're gonna go on with the one next to it. And I'm gonna put that in the crease and blend up, kind of mixing the two colors together. I grab a little bit of the bone shade in the palette and just put it up here, make sure everything is blended nicely. All right, we're gonna take a little bit of this shade down here. I've used this one as well and I do like it. We're gonna start putting this on the outer corner and gently into our crease. Like, you can see how pigmented these shades are. Like, it's crazy. I'm gonna be very careful to make sure that I don't take this too high up and cover up the work that we've done already. I'm gonna take just a smidge of our bright pink in the palette. I'm gonna run it right above that shade. This shade right here, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on camera, but right here it's like it's sticking and it won't really blend as well as I'd like. So take that. So I'm actually gonna go in with the darker one right here, trying to do something outside of my normal, outside of my comfort zone here. Normally I always have a lighter lid. That's just the way I like it. I don't have super big eyes, so I like for them to look open. But we have some color going on, so we're gonna do it a little different. For the outer corner, I'm gonna mix this one and this one. Just gonna lightly blend the darker shade into the pink. We are going to do the rest of the face. I'm gonna get this eye done and then we'll be back on camera to do the lower lash line. I'm so flustered now, can you guys tell? It's just been kind of all over the place for me. So, look how much more open this eye looks than this eye. Holy cow. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera, do the face, and then we'll come back and finish up the lower lash line and all that. So I will see you guys in just a second. Okay guys, I went in with a little bit of Maybelline 060 and I forgot and went ahead and just did the lower lash line. I'm sorry, the sun is like weird. It's super cloudy today, so my lighting's kind of weird. So I went in with these two colors on the lower lash line, and I went in with a bit of the orange, and then this guy right here. Just super easy, blended it out, no big deal. So let's talk about this palette. I'm actually kind of surprised. I love, love, love the Morphe 3502. Love it. I like this packaging way more. Cardboard. It's not so big and bulky. I like this. I love the colors in here, but I don't like this palette as much as the others. In fact, I don't like this palette as much as a lot of the other Morphe palettes. Like the 35V, love it. This one, I like the neutral browns in here. I like the browns. These colors don't blend as well, like I said. Same with these. This one's okay. And even the shimmers for me, it's like they're all pretty dark. There's not a lot of them. Like there's not a highlight shade. These greens I really won't use much. I'm not a fan of that shade of green. So the quality to me is not that great. They don't blend as well in my opinion. The browns do, but the real pops of color, they don't really blend that well for me. And besides that, you're left with a really neutral palette. So I think other palettes are better by far. The 3502, it is more so a neutral palette, but they blend out beautifully. I love those. Like, I use every shade in that palette. This one, not so much. So I don't think it's a bad deal, even if you only use the neutrals, and it's predominantly neutrals. So that one's kind of a toss-up. I don't really recommend it. I think there are better palettes out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed these 2 tutorials. If you did, I hope you subscribe and click that bell, and hope to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.